Welcome. We are the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast. I'm Don. He's Rick.
I'm Rick.
Rick, you know what? I have a question for you that's been on my mind for a while. What the hell is going on with WWE?
Well, Donnie, I have a lot to say on that, and I'll start right after this. Rise up! Rise up! It's getting time! Okay, well, you know what? First of all, between the quality of matches, the way creative has not been very creative. I would quote my one of my favorite managers of all time, James D. Cornette, by saying lazy booking everywhere, having quality stars that they're not doing a thing with, and keeping people like The Miz around and putting him in the ring. And all this talent, they have an overabundance of talent, and they're not using the good ones the right way, and they're using the bad ones even shittier. And for the prices they're charging now, you know, back in 2002, Raw tickets went between, if you went to, we're in Canada, we live in Toronto, to go to Scotiabank Arena, back then the Air Canada Center in 2002, to go see a Raw episode tickets started at $20 and went to $55 for on the floor. And now they're anywhere from $250 to about $500 to go see. I don't care who's wrestling, but especially with the talent they have now, a ripoff. What do you think?
Well, I think it's a combination of a few things. And yes, number one, talent is being wasted. You know, for the longest time, we thought the problem in WWE was Vince McMahon. I'm almost screaming to get him back because he had all these things happening with the Attitude Era and had all these skits that were just hilarious, right?
Oh, yeah.
One of the problems that they're having now, it takes them too long to build a storyline. Once they get it going, they keep it so long. Like, okay, question for you. Who gives a fuck about MTF and the Wyatt Six feud, which has been going on for how long? Nobody.
No, they really shouldn't have. I don't believe after Bray Wyatt or Mr. Wyndham died, they should have even done anything else with it. I think they should have left that alone. Solo Sikoa and the boys were insignificant after the breakup of the bloodline. Their height, the height of their success was the cage match they had against Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, CM Punk, and Sami Zayn. After that, they became insignificant, and they're just a joke right now. I don't find them entertaining to watch. I also feel the same way about the Judgment Day. I am so happy that Finn Balor finally got out of that and went back to being solo. He is so talented. One of my top favorites on WWE right now, I have to say, I'll give you my two, are Drew McIntyre, and I love Finn Balor. A talent that was wasted in a stupid click that was going nowhere.
But he's been wasted for 10 years.
You know what happened? His downfall happened after he won the Universal Championship and he lost it, that he had to give it up because of an injury. He was never the same after that. And it's a shame because, like I said, if you watch him, AJ Styles and him had an amazing match. One of the only really good matches I enjoyed on the last pay-per-view when him and the one pay-per-view where him and Finn Balor fought. I love that match. Two wrestlers who knew how to wrestle, who knew how to entertain, who knew how to work a match. It's a shame AJ's gone. But like I said, I'm glad that Finn Balor's out of there. I really hope that creative starts being creative and uses him properly. Because right now, my favorite wrestler being Drew McIntyre, they have fucked him around so badly giving him the title, having
It's
him
a
lose the
joke.
title in less than 10 minutes, then giving him the title again, and just before WrestleMania, taking it away from him. And they're saying, oh, he's crying, he's bitching. He has every right to. What do you think?
Well,
Ooh, I'm fuming.
I think the problems that they're having right now are going deeper than just being lazy. Okay, first of all, we were talking about wasted talent. They are so focused. I don't know why they are so afraid of AEW, but they're so focused on grabbing people from AEW or signing people so that they don't go to AEW. Like, WWE is $1 billion corporation. AEW is not.
Yep.
I recall, I guess it was about 2 months ago. This was hilarious when WWE posted their current champions who are all from AEW. And they're going, yeah, look at we grabbed them from these guys and we made them champions. Okay, let's go over this. Jade Cargill, who should have never been champion, she's fought once. She's been champion for almost 7 months. She's fought one time, can't talk, can't fight, garbage. They made a mistake by making her champion.
I agree.
Then they're going, Cody Rhodes. Yeah, don't forget he left you first because you guys were treating him like shit.
That's right.
CM Punk, same thing. In fact, he couldn't get along with anybody, so he had to come crawling back. Ricky Starks, who's now Ricky Saints, who's an NXT champion. Okay, and Blake Monroe, who was Mariah May, who was a headliner in AEW. She was NXT champion. Like, this is an example of these people being wasted. Recently, I saw an interview with Dolph Ziggler where WWE was interested in him, and so he thought he would give them an outrageous price, so they turn him down and he go to AEW. They accepted the price, so that he couldn't go. So that he couldn't go to AEW. And what have they done with him? Have you even seen him in
Nothing.
WWE? Because he's making a shitload of money now, right? Like, focus on your product, what you have. Don't worry about what the other guy has. He's small potatoes compared to you. Okay, go ahead.
It's also, and please tell me if you agree. AEW is a different type of wrestling than WWE.
Yes.
I look at AEW, which I enjoy. I for a while there, I wasn't really enjoying it, but I've been giving it a second chance, and I've watched it, and I've started to really enjoy it. I believe they're getting a little better with the storylines.
Uh-huh.
I believe they need to get rid of some of their belts, but that's a story for another episode. But they're a different kind of wrestling. I just see it as different. Entertaining. I find AEW more entertaining. I would rather see Darby Allin's coffin drop than Cody Rhodes, flying DDT, whatever the Hall cross, whatever he calls it, where he comes off the ropes and does a DDT.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly what you said about they get talent from AEW and they bring them over here and they've done nothing. Penta is the exception to the rule. They've made him Intercontinental Champion, but where's Ray Fenix? Where is he? They brought him over, all kinds of hype. They brought him over. Is he injured?
No, I was actually going to talk about some of the other people who have come over, who've got to be ecstatic, like Rusev.
I was going to say him. Yeah.
Like he absolutely nothing. And in fact, his last match he got squashed. But I want to talk about
Obafemi, yeah.
But I want to talk about Ray Phoenix for a second, and how much of an asshole this guy is. When he was in AEW, he signed a 4-year deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the 4 years, he wanted to leave, but he owed over a year in injury time. Now, AEW is not the only corporation that charges injury time. WWE does as well. So AEW said, look, you owe us a year plus injury time, or you can give back some of the money that we paid you on this 4-year deal. Well, he didn't want to take the injury time. He didn't want to pay them back. He just wanted to talk shit about them. So finally, after about 6 months' time, they let him go. And then he goes to the big lights of WWE, starts off on SmackDown doing okay. Now he's on WWE YouTube main event. Congratulations,
Yeah.
Ray. Okay, if you want to
Okay.
act like a bitch, you're going to be treated like a bitch.
Well, no. See yeah, that I understand. I get that part. But you were saying about Rusev, and Rusev was one I was going to bring up. He comes back. They sign him. They do absolutely jack shit with him. And like I said, the last match, he got his clock cleaned and got squashed by Obafemi. Uh, I hope they're paying him a lot of money
Oh,
to
they
be
are.
a jobber because
Oh, they are.
because that's what he is. He's a jobber.
Yeah.
I really don't watch NXT that much, to be totally honest. So I really can't
I don't
say
watch that at all.
what Ricky Saints is doing, but how talented he was in AEW and how what I have seen on YouTube videos on NXT matches, he should be up on the main roster. Um, he's high quality, always been good talker, good in the ring, holds himself well, can work a match. Uh, and I mean, they'll eventually bring him up, but I already think he should be brought up now. I absolutely agree about Jade Cargill. She is garbage. All she is muscle. She's an
Yep.
Amazon woman. That's all she is. She has no talent. She's really, really, really stiff. She makes a lot of mistakes. Like you said, she's really bad on the mic.
Mhm.
I don't know. The only thing she has, like I said, the only thing she's got going for is she's got muscle, and she's a good heel. She looks like a bitch and walks around like a bitch. So she's playing that role. But is that what you make a champion out of? Yes, it's part of it, but they got to have talent, and she has none.
Yep.
And there are so many other women out there that are way more talented than her that are more deserving. But again, WWE is all about look, right? I mean, it's about appearance, it's about muscle. But earlier, what you said earlier though about Vince McMahon, I agree. I used to, I thought at one point it was all Vince McMahon's fault, but give me a Vince McMahon run pay per view or Raw or SmackDown episode any day now, or the stuff that Paul Levesque and his creative team are giving us, because it's a bunch of shit. Last night, I'll give you an example, then I'll turn it over to you, Donnie, so you can have a few thoughts. Give us a few thoughts. I started to watch Raw last night. I enjoyed the Obafemi Brock Lesnar kind of thing. And as soon as I seen Jey Uso and his brother standing up near the aisles up top, and they were going, and let's go, let's get it going, I turned it off and I never turned it on again. I am sick and tired of it mostly being all talk and all entrance and hardly any wrestling. And when they do give us wrestling, on the whole, it's shit. What do you think?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
this is a
actually,
good subject. I'm really, really, really getting into this,
I,
Donnie, but I'm going to stop now to catch my breath.
I can tell. Yeah. I actually watched Raw last night, and I mean, everything was so predictable. Like you knew once Becky Lynch came out that AJ Lee was going to come out and announce, "I want you at WrestleMania." And after what happened last night with Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor, next week they're going to challenge for a match at WrestleMania. A problem that they have is that they've got all of this talent saying we don't get enough TV time. So in the biggest matches of the year at WrestleMania, apparently one of those matches is going to be The Miz and Kip Wilson against Jelly Roll and Danhausen. But what the fuck is Jelly Roll doing there? And what is Kip Wilson doing there? Okay,
Kip Wilson,
first of
I
all.
could have sworn I heard they got rid of him.
No, he's all with this toxic masculinity shit, which was, that was 2 years ago. Catch up with the times.
Didn't write the didn't Stevie what's his name, um, and that dude that write the censor stuff, wasn't that almost like write the censors bullshit back in the 90s and early
Yeah,
2000s?
it's like
Stevie Richards.
it's
They
like
did that write the censor where they had the suits on and everything.
yeah, it's like you know what? That's no one gives a shit. You're making yourself
Recycle.
look like a fool, but you've got all these people who could be in WrestleMania who won't because you're going to put in Jelly Roll. The next
Yeah.
thing is, okay, they were getting astronomical with their ticket prices. This was hilarious
Mm-hmm.
because they were making every excuse in the world. Well, we haven't sold out WrestleMania yet, and this is why. And it's like, well, because it's in the same spot, people don't want to go back to Las Vegas again. I know people who go to Vegas 5-6 times a year. That's bullshit. It's because it was $70,000 for ringside seats for the 2 nights.
I was going to bring that up for
Yeah,
front row, 70
yeah,
grand.
and you didn't even announce a card yet. And
Yeah.
so after ticket sales were slow, they dropped them down 25%. Still nobody was actually buying them. And then on March 16th, which was Austin 316, they put tickets
I
down
remember, yep.
31.6% across the board. People are buying them. Gee, go figure. Your ticket prices were too high. That was the problem. It's like
$70,000.
it's like I've never seen a corporation get that greedy that fast.
Well, like you said, I was going to bring up the $70,000 for front row tickets for WrestleMania. Yeah, I was going over stuff. The last time AEW was here for one of their pay-per-views, their ticket prices were $31 for way up to $857 for third row seating. Where WWE WrestlePalooza, that joke of a pay-per-view, even all the critics were saying worst pay-per-view ever. Tickets started at $219, and for front row you were paying $8,811 a ticket for that garbage. No, I wasn't either. Thank God for Netflix. That us being in Canada, we don't have to pay, right? I don't know. They've just really made it hard for the average wrestling fan, and a wrestling fan who has good taste and knows what good wrestling is all about, like you and I. It's making it hard for us to stay fans. I don't know about you, but I'll tell you, if I could go back to a time machine, I'd go back with you, and I take you with me. We go back to Maple Leaf Garden, sit and watch Roddy Piper and Ric Flair go at it.
Fantastic matches.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm done. I'm getting upset now, so I'll let you finish off.
Okay, so where we're at now is that I'm going to say they really need to focus on themselves, but they have a bigger problem at the same time. Is that they have these contracts with Netflix and ESPN. Both are unhappy and both want out. I don't know.
I don't blame them.
I don't know if it's going to happen because it cost them a lot of money to get out.
To get
But
out, yeah.
either way, they found out quickly that a live, or on Netflix in particular, a live weekly episode is not something that a lot of people are actually turning into, as opposed to a series that they can binge watch, which is what a lot of people do on Netflix. So, but it's also because viewership has gone way down. It's gone down
Volume matches.
it's because it's so predictable and it's boring as shit. That's all.
Can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
No. Finish what you're going to say, Donnie. It's okay. I just want to close with my last thing I want to say.
Well, no, I was going to change topics, so go.
Okay. Do you remember when we used to go to the wrestling back in the 70s and 80s?
Oh, yeah.
And how many times we looked at each other when something happened we weren't even expecting?
Yeah.
Like that time we went to go see Ric Flair and Roddy Piper couldn't make it, so they had Terry Funk, and Terry Funk and Flair went 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll even go back. I'll even go as close to us as far as Stone Cold Steve Austin. That time he came out with a beer truck. Nobody saw that coming. Uh, you know, the Rock, and Austin, Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, and Triple H. Good quality matches where you were looking, going, "Oh my God!" Matches you would talk about the next day, and on a positive note. Now all it is, well, how long did you last watching Raw last night? Oh, I made it to the second match, and after that, it was like, okay, I really don't care about seeing a tag team match. The Usos bother me. They're stiff. They're not very good anymore. I'm bored. I'm going back to YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
anyways,
actually, with your shock factor thing, I was watching something this morning, an article on Triple H, and it was a clip from Unreal, I guess, and he was basically saying that he's not interested in the shock factor anymore. He's interested more in the storytelling. Okay, well that's fine. How about this? How about this? Tell the fucking story.
Exactly. Well, then get better and tell us stories and get people in creative who know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, and like, okay, when it got to, I'm just gonna say this really pissed me off. When it got to CM Punk last night and little with the Usos and Roman Reigns, before they came out. First of all, stop calling yourself the best in the world. You're not close to the best in the world. You're just nothing. But when he was talking about, like he's this kind of champion, blah, 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 and he compared himself to Terry Funk, I almost threw something through the TV.
Oh, come on.
Because it's like, dude.
Missed that part, thank God.
Really? You're comparing yourself to Terry Funk.
Yeah. No.
Stop it. You're embarrassing yourself. So
there was only one Terry Funk.
No. But the thing is that these guys have to spend time on the stories, get the good stories back, but don't drag them out for months.
Yeah, no one cares. I mean, this is what it is. It's. I'm sick and tired. I have no interest.
You have to understand, this is a new generation. They don't have time for a long story. They've got short attention spans, right?
I look at you and I say we were blessed to see good quality wrestling. That's why we send each other wrestling from the good old days with the Four Horsemen and Dick the Bruiser and Dick Murdoch and Dusty Rhodes and Tully Blanchard and Magnum TA and Sting and Ric Flair at his prime. All these ones didn't do all this acrobatic stuff. But boy, I'll tell you, when you watched the match, you were glued right to the end. You didn't want to leave.
Yeah, and I'm going to wrap it up with this. Some people may agree, some people may not agree. I don't give a shit. I think that last year tour with John Cena might have hurt them more than it helped them, just because it was so poorly done. It was so, like, the matches were garbage. Like, you can't make a guy who's not in wrestling shape a champion just so that he has more championships than Ric Flair. Right? Like, if you watch that match, Cody was carrying him the whole thing. And the problem that WWE has to get past is very simple. You peaked 2 WrestleManias ago, when it was all about the bloodline, Cody Rhodes against Roman Reigns. That was the peak.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Even after that, you guys tried jacking up, all the ticket prices. Last year's WrestleMania was garbage. Yep, absolute garbage. And I can't see this one being that much better. Okay, so now that you peaked, get rid of the bloodline, start afresh. Make Cody a bad guy, right? Get some fresh ideas. The fact is, when Cody Rhodes beat Drew McIntyre, that had the most dislikes of any WWE YouTube video in history. Get the message.
I'm tired of Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, get the message.
I'm tired of Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
I'm tired of Cody Rhodes. I'm tired of Jey Uso. Reigns and Punk just has my interest only simply to see what Creative's going to do with it.
Yeah, that's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, Drew and Jacob Fatu. I think that's going to be a good match. I'm looking forward to that one. I like Dominic Mysterio. I think if him and Finn Balor have a match, it'll be good. Not as good as AJ and Finn, but it'll be good.
It'll be decent.
I could care less about Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. I could care less about Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vacour.
Yeah, like
and whatever matches else they decide to put in there to fill up space.
Oh, well, okay, and this is another issue that they have, is that they haven't really built up any of these. Okay, first of all, the AJ Lee, Becky Lynch is old. It's been going on too long. They haven't done anything with Liv Morgan and Stephanie McCourt. Like, how are people supposed to get engaged? And there's one question: where is the Giant Killer? Where the fuck is Gunther? You're not going to have him?
Yeah.
Instead of having Gunther on WrestleMania, you're going to put in Jelly Roll. Good choice.
Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. I hear Brock Lesnar is going to put Obafemi over because he's absolutely impressed by the way he handles himself in the ring, and he's willing to pass the torch to him to be the next. Well, he's called the Ruler, to be the next Beast.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great idea. I think it's going to be a short match, but I think it's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Like I said, Punk and Roman, yeah. And Drew and Jacob Fatu, yeah. The rest I could care less about.
Right. Okay. The actual going over the WrestleMania card, we'll do that on another video.
Another day, yeah.
Let's wrap it up for now. I think, like, I want to keep trying to give WWE a chance. I really do, because I enjoy wrestling so much.
I love wrestling.
I'm not enjoying WWE content. I'm really not. I did watch Raw last night, all of it, just so we could basically talk about it today. I haven't watched a full episode of SmackDown and Raw probably in a year and a half.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's like you've got the money, you've got the potential, you got the talent. Just get your storyline.
I think they have to overhaul creative
and put the shock factor back in. People like the shock factor.
Yeah. They have to overhaul creative. That's the last thing I'll say. They have to overhaul creative and put people in there who are creative and know how to write a match, any storyline.
I think they have to get rid of Triple H. I think he's been in that position for too long, because even though he's only announced it for X amount of time, he's been involved longer.
Yeah, he's been involved for a while. Yeah,
and I think he's become stale. His ideas have become stale, and I think they got to get rid of him and bring in some new blood. That's all. All right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
we'll wrap it up. That's it for us today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, hit the notification, like, comment. Yeah, please comment.
Share, please.
We're going to answer all the comments, so comment away.
Yeah, share too with all the wrestling fans you know and love.
Yeah. All right, Richard. Later.
Okay, Donnie. Later. Bye, guys.